Telecommunications Society Net, calling the Wednesday night RatsNet. I want to welcome you all back to the RatsNet, which we do Wednesday nights promptly at 7 p.m. on the 442.550 repeater. This repeater uses a positive offset and a 74.4 PL tone. My name is Rob, Romeo Oscar Bravo, and my call sign is Kilo Bravo 2 Oscar Yankee India. That is KB2OYI. And I'll be your net control operator for this evening's net, but before we begin, is there any station on frequency having any emergency or priority traffic? If so, please call now. Nothing heard, but if anytime anyone does have an emergency, just please call BreakNet. We'll yield for your traffic. Once again, folks, we meet here Wednesday nights and encourage check-ins regardless of your location, affiliation, or license class. All proper licensed amateurs are always invited to participate, and the purpose of net is general fellowship within the ham radio community. Bring awareness to any radio events happening in the area, as well as any Rats Club-specific items. We would like to remind you that should you have any questions related to ham radio, you can ask them during your comments. Perhaps someone on net knows the answer, or you can also email helpdesk@rats.net, and your message will be sent to the Rats Elmers group, which will respond and find you the help you need. You do not need to be a member of Rats to use this service, and that email address again is helpdesk@rats.net. When checking in, please give your call sign and first name to be recognized by net control. So say if you have any announcements or traffic for the net, traffic will say formal comments after that. It may not really be an official topic of the night, maybe more of a statement of the night, but a couple minutes ago I was looking for these adapters that I had recently ordered, and I have this really nice several trays of, kind of clear plastic compartment kind of tackle trays for all different types of connectors and adapters, and you would think that I would have put them in there right after they came in the mail, but no, they were somewhere in the main junk drawer in the shack desk. So why are ham radio folks the kings of their own organized mess? Is there any ham radio guys that are actually really organized? But because I don't know many, and I know I'll never be one. But either way, let's start taking up some check-ins here. Build up the list. Mobile pulse stations first. Mobile pulse stations, which need check-ins net, please call now.
This is Kilo Delta 4 India Romeo Bravo. Mike at Hanover, no traffic.
Recognize this KD4RB. Mike, stand by. We're going to go ahead and expand the list a little bit before we get to you. This is KB2OI with a RATSNet looking for general check-ins, all check-ins, anyone, anywhere, hopefully within repeater range. That always helps. Please call now.
This is Kilo 4, Oscar, Whiskey Uniform, Chevy, Glen Allen.
Kilo 4, November Alpha Golf, Nick and Powhatan, no traffic.
This is Alpha India 4, Romeo November, Keith, North Chesterfield, no traffic.
This is Kilo Quebec 4, Foxtrot Victor Lima, Ken and Midlothian, in and out. Kilo 4, November Alpha Echo, Bill and Midlothian.
Net control, this is Kilowatt 4 Alpha Romeo X-Ray.
Here is Kilo Charlie 4, Victor Golf Romeo. Bill, no traffic, north side, lakeside.
Net recognizes OWU, NAG, RN, FVL, in and out. Ken, have yourself a good evening. Hope you're doing well. NAE, ARX, and VGR. We're going to go ahead and cycle through about half the list, and then we'll go ahead and do another call out for check-in. So if I didn't get you, please stand by. Again, we'll do a call out here after we get through several of our check-ins. Let's start first with our buddy Mike in Hanover. KD4IRB. Mike, your comments to the net. Go ahead.
KD4IRB, good evening and good evening everybody on the net. Well, it was a beautiful day again. I accomplished a number of things outside. My primary was cut half my grass and finish up any other. Now I have to do a work inside to finish up the day. Otherwise, everything is fine in here, and everybody is okay. I changed the antenna from the inside antenna to the outside antenna for better reception and transmission. I hope you copying me okay. I heard a little noise, but not that bad. KD4IRB.
You're sounding good. The outdoor antenna is definitely helping you for sure. You've made it in good the last 2 weeks, so keep it up, and appreciate having you. I think the main focus this weekend will be clearing debris from the gutters after all these storms we've had, and by clearing debris from gutters means KB2OI will be holding the ladder while the XYL goes up there to clear the debris, because KB2OI does not do ladders. Alright, we'll clear up Mike, and let's go next to our buddy Chevy, KK4OWU. Chevy, your comments to the net. Go ahead, sir.
And I might hook up the base radio to this antenna, but I'm using it that way. Well, everybody should have a great remaining week, and hopefully we'll be good. And just like every night, we get a weekly rain. KD4IRB clear, back to net control.
And Mike, I think I keyed up a little too fast there and stepped on a little bit of that, but yeah, your station's working fine. You're sounding better than you've done in a long time. So keep up the good work. Appreciate having you. All right, we'll go next to Chevy, KK4OWU. Chevy, your comments to the net. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, KK4OW, Chevy up here in Glen Allen. Thank you for doing the net tonight, Rob. Sounding great as always. A couple things to remind everybody about. Membership renewals are open. Please don't forget. And also, elections. You should have received a link to vote on elections. We got board elections coming up here shortly. One other thing is don't forget to put August 8th on your calendar for Radio Day down at the Keystone Museum. It ought to be a blast. I've seen some previews of it. And that is a huge museum. And it should be a ton of fun. It's going to be from 10 to 2. It's right off 95 there at Colonial High Keystone Truck and Tractor Museum. And you're going to have a big radio display and live radios. And they actually got their first QSO card when they got their antenna up in the air sometime this weekend or this past week. But let me grab a nickel. And that's about all I've got. I'm going to cut the 10-inch tall grass tomorrow. I've been busy doing some other work, waiting for the weather to change a little bit. But other than that, that's about all I got. Back to net control, KK4OWU.
All right, Chevy, appreciate you calling all those items up, and I renewed my rats dues the other day. Man, I'll tell you what, I've got like 5 different club and organization renewals all in the mail in like 3 days. You gotta be kidding me, man. So, I don't know. I'm gonna have to reevaluate some of these memberships here. But Rats Club does take priority, and I do encourage everyone to renew and maybe even join if you're not a join, because those dues go towards keeping this repeater up and running and maintained. The rent on the tower is not free. I say again, the rent on the tower is not free, nor is it cheap. We all love using and enjoying and having the options, whether it be for fun, testing, or God forbid emergency, to have these repeaters. And Rats also does put on some mighty fine events throughout the year. So I encourage you all to take care of business. All right, speaking of taking care of business, next on the list is our buddy Nick, K4NAG. Nick, good to hear you tonight, sir. What do you have for us?
Hey, good evening, Rob, and everybody on the net. Nick here, K4NAG. Rob, sounded great as always. Thank you for doing the net. What is going on here? We were very fortunate to have avoided the storms that have rolled through last night, maybe 2 nights ago. Coworker out in Chicago looking at that same system, and her dad lost his entire roof. So I'll be thinking about that, because that is certainly not fun. And thanks for the reminder, too, on renewing my membership, because I've had that on my to-do list, and that kind of goes with the theme of tonight, which is whether or not I'm organized. Let me grab a nickel.
Yeah, roger that. I'm on the same
I have tried to pride myself on being organized, but if you come into the shack here at Mike KG, you'll see it as a hot mess, wires everywhere, connectors that should all be in one door are scattered all over the place. And I keep saying I will finally organize them, put them in a home, but it just hasn't happened yet. It's always tomorrow, am I right? Other than that, not too much else happening. Looking forward to a good rest of the week and a good weekend, and looking forward to some good weekend. So with that, I'll turn it back over to you, Rob, at Net Control, K4NAG, I'll say 7-3.
Hey, Nick, and yeah, you've seen my shack, so you've seen what a tragic mess I got going on here. So, but yeah, man, the storms, it's like a roulette wheel, you know? Roulette wheel in Metro Richmond, and roulette wheel anywhere. You know, my brother has been dealing with storms and flooding where he's at. My parents, it's pretty crazy. So, but, oh well. All right, Nick, good to chat with you. Hope to catch up more on the radio over the weekend as we usually do. Which, you know, friendly reminder, the repeaters, you know, shouldn't be all that quiet on the weekend. So if you're out there and you hear anybody or you want to be heard, give a call out. So let's, you know, drive up some traffic. All right, next on the list, let's go to Keith, AI4RN. Keith, your comments to the net. Go ahead, sir.
Good evening, Rob, and everyone on the net. So yeah, I try to stay organized. I tell myself I'll keep my shack nice and organized. Got myself some bins and put a few things in the bins, and then I get started on a project and fully intend to get back to that project in a short time and leave some things out. Next thing you know, I've got little parts here and there and wires, and it looks a mess again. So I guess I'm just like a lot of other hands. Great intentions, but the follow through is not quite as good. That's all I have. This is AI4RN. Thanks 73 to everybody, and back to Net Control.
Well, that sounds a very common story there. But I guess it's how it's radio folk are wired up. All right, we're going to go ahead and hit the pause button here. One of our bills is up next, so please stand by. I'm going to do a quick call out. This is KB2OYI with the RATSNet. If you're out there wishing to join us and call in and get on the list, please call now. This is Kilo 4 Echo X-Ray X-Ray K4EXX Don in downtown Chester. EXX Don, stand by. I got a couple of folks heady here. Let's pick up where we left off with Bill, K4NAE. Bill, your comments for the Nets.
Good evening, Rob, and rest of the folks here on the net. I don't really have much tonight. I've been working around the shack today, doing some stuff, trying to learn PSK 51, and I think I've got it pretty much figured out. I just wish my typing skills were better. So with that, I'll say good evening to... Oh, I wanted to mention that when you said something about the dues and the ballots, I had submitted my renewal some time ago, right after it opened up, but I haven't received a ballot yet, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. In any event, 7-3 to the group. Good talking to everybody.
I would go ahead and shoot an email over at the board@rats.net, and one of them folks will look that up. Club secretary definitely could get you an answer on that. Shouldn't be too hard for them to track down where it may or may not have gotten, or what email they have on file. Those guys are really good at sorting that out and getting back to you. So hopefully you get that sorted out. There's active on the weekends. William, K4ARX. Good to have you this evening. What you got for us, guys?
Well, I hope you can hear me just as good as I can hear you. You're exceptionally loud and clear to the repeater. Having no problem hearing you at all. Other stations, I'm having no problems hearing either. So we're doing pretty good so far. As far as the topic of the net goes, I do have 4 desks here and a closet full of things to keep up with. And I was just looking for a box full of microphones for all the Baofeng that I have. Currently working with and reprogrammed the way I want, at least to operational value, is the Baofeng, the dual band DMR radio. I think it's the DM32 UV. Got 2 UV5R reprogrammed the way I want. Kind of sloughed off another radio for that and adjusted the list. So it works pretty good for what I'm doing. I did do some scanner repair this week. Not a whole lot of success with that. I've got one more to go through. Just a little bit of audio output problem. And been working with the I've been working with the chirp programming and the CPS for the 32 UV. I've been working also with an old Hewlett-Packard Windows Vista, and it's all working out pretty good. The new computer and the old computer have separate monitors, so I can see a bunch of things to put an old Samsung monitor back to use, and it really helps me do all my computer stuff. So lots of things going on here, and lots to keep up with. And believe you me, it's not perfectly organized, but it's getting there. And don't forget to dust down your desk and stuff too. Everything gets dusty. It helps to keep things kind of clean, especially if you have visitors. Back to you, Net Control, KB2OYI from K4ARX.
Well, you're definitely one of the busier hams out there for sure with all the projects and reprograms and rebuilds and all that refurbished stuff. You definitely keep busy at it, which is good. So, all right. Well, we appreciate having you tonight. We'll catch up with you over the weekend on the airwaves as we frequent. All right, we'll clear William and go next to another Bill. KC4 VGR. Bill, your comments to that guy.
Good evening. I'm going to make it into the repeater.
Fine, go ahead.
Okay, fine business. Just checking being portable tonight. Not much to add. Didn't do too much today. Kind of sit around and tried to watch the grass dry that I need to cut. And then I realized the Harley was sitting in the driveway, so I jumped on that and took that for a ride instead. Had a great evening. Beautiful weather. Enjoying it. So with that, back to Net Control. This is KC4 VGR. Midtown Lakeside. Back to Net Control.
All right, Bill. Well, appreciate you coming in, and grass cutting and what we can and can't get to has been a frequent topic of discussion here. I bet the Bulletins did it last Friday after work, so but I'm sure it'll be due again sometime really soon. I mean, it probably could be done again today, but I'll just have to wait. All right, this is KB2OI with the RatsNet. Get up to the bottom of the list here and pick up Don, K4EXX. Don, good to hear you, sir. What you got for us?
Hey, Rob, how you doing this evening? Everybody on the net. I haven't been on here in a while. I haven't got my headphones on, so I can't tell what I sound like when I'm talking. But, you know, I put the headphones in because my wife was on the telephone with our daughter. And things sound a whole lot better through a set of headphones than they do a speaker. So I'm amazed at how much better everything sounds. Everything's good on this end. Hope everybody else is doing good. And it's good to hear everybody. So I will send it back to Ned. 73s to everyone.
All right, Don, well, it's always good to hear you. I'm glad you're doing well. And look forward to hearing you again next week, if not sooner. Well, that was the end of the list here, so we'll go ahead and do a last call for check-ins. This is KB2OYI. Again, last call for check-ins. If you're wishing to check in before we shut it down, please call now.
This is Whiskey 4 Hotel Oscar Oscar.
This is NA4AX, up HOO and AX. Larry, stand by. Let's go forward to W4HOO. Welcome to the RatsNet. Your comments, go ahead.
Yes, WFO, name is Mike. Sorry I'm late to the net. I forgot that it was started at 7, and then it popped up. I looked at my phone and saw that I'd gotten a reminder, and say, you know what, I'm going to run back and grab the radio and see if the net's still running, and it was. So good evening, everybody. Just been working on a bunch of amp projects here, and I got set up with how hot it was in my garage, and I couldn't play radio very much because of the heat, so I moved part of the ham shack into my air-conditioned office inside the house. Just sort of finished all the wiring and everything that was required for that. Still left some good stuff out in the garage for when it cools down. But other than that, just looking forward to the tomorrow, and just going to be heading down to the river tomorrow to visit with some friends and have some crabs and really just enjoy looking at the water and not thinking about all the other stuff going on in the world. Back to net control. This is Whiskey 4 Hotel Oscar Oscar.
Well, I know all too well also the shack comfort level could be improved, so I'm glad you were able to knock that out, and I should have designed my ham radio venture much better than I did when I got back into this like 10 years ago now, but oh well, us hams, we like to suffer a little bit, you know, builds character. But I appreciate you checking today. You have yourself a fine evening. And we'll go next to last check of the night, Larry, NA4AX. Larry, go ahead.
Yeah, this is NA4AX. I'm not getting that who's net control. I think you said OYI, but I'm not sure. I had just gotten upstairs from supper here, so I didn't hear most of what went on. I just wanted to check in before it was over with. But, all right, hang on a minute. I will in a minute, Carl. So, anyway, yeah, my sister told me to close the door, so... Anyway, I'm going to say 73s, and thanks for letting me check in and all that stuff. So, KB2, OII, net control, this is NA4AX.
All right, I appreciate you checking in, and I hope you're doing well, and hope to catch you on the airwaves sometime again soon. All right, this is KB2OI with the RatsNet. We'll go ahead and close down the net for the evening. We're trying to repeat our regular amateur radio usage. I want to thank everyone for checking in tonight as always. Always a good group, and we had some not so regulars and some new call signs tonight, so that's always fun. And yeah, we'll go ahead and meet back here next Wednesday. With that said, again, their net is closed for the night. Repeater's ready to go for what you want to use it for. And this is KB2OI saying 73, and I'll be clear.